You're doing sin when you have respect to those who wear gay clothing, when you have respect to people who are not proving themselves to be children of God, but you have respect up here for them. Nobody ever asks anymore, how did you become a leader? David has a story. He was first a shepherd of sheep, and then God made him a shepherd of the people. Many people don't have that story. And even if you are a shepherd of sorts, he was found to protect the sheep, no matter what. Didn't slip, didn't slide, didn't waver. Many people jump over the fence. Now they do that by going to school. Some parents are hearing from their children for the first time that they want to be spiritual leaders. They want to become a pastor or a bishop. And the parents who know them best is like silent, don't want to be placed in a seat where they're saying, you do know I know you, right? I mean, they're battling between who they know as being their child and also the position. Maybe the position will make them better. Like a robe that's from the church will make you any more clean. Although you wear a white robe, it doesn't mean you're spotless. Your hearts could be raging, your minds could be perturbed and confused between right and wrong. Just because you got a piece of paper that says you're something. We have to remember, especially within the church, if God hasn't called you to be something, you better follow this book to the T. And why I say to the T, you may be saying, well, everyone should follow the Bible to the T. God speaks to men within the church, leaders within the church, and teach them how to break down the word so that's easy to digest, so that we could apply it to our daily lives. Or we're just hearers of the word and never doers of it. Anyone ever talk about abortion? Is that right or wrong? Well, it's not clearly written in the Bible. And there's so many more topics that people say are not clearly written within the Bible. But I'm here to tell you you're playing with life and death. These same people that you respect so greatly, if they're placed under fire, as Jesus teaches us, the hireling does not tend over the sheep. So in the same sense, when accusations come, do you think the person that you respect so greatly is going to stand by you? It was never about you. It was about them. And I would go as far as to say it's not even about them, but their lust. When you stop fearing God, run away from these people, because there's no telling what they will do. You're speaking to them and they're lusting after you. You're confiding in them and they're plotting against you. You're hugging them and they're thinking how to kill you. Then we like to play these games within the church. Well, sorry. God says he knows every man's heart. Forgive them. But just remember, Saul said sorry many times and tried to make amends with God and get things back on track, putting away all the wizards, sorcerers. Did God receive him? God didn't change, because when you know better and you choose repeatedly not to do better, you hold that sin. That's who you want to be. You hide behind your titles. But when God strips, he strips. And we may say, well, God strips to rebuild. That could happen. But sometimes he strips and he leaves places desolate. Men, honor and love your spouse. Don't leave a window of opportunity for Satan to creep in. Love even when you don't want to. You may not think it's good enough, But sometimes all they need is your touch. Hold to the word of God. I know a lot of you guys were thinking, well, we're going to be speaking about the poor and the rich. But again, leaders were made to break it down and apply it to different areas within our lives. Even within your workplaces. Some of you have bosses, and you may be a woman, and your boss is a man. And you're lusting after them because, oh, they're the boss. They must have money. Look at their marriage. Look at what they have done. Or better yet, keep your eyes right where they need to be, on your work. Take this word, apply it to your daily lives. Children, apply it to your schooling. It's too easy for these women to make up their faces and for these men to put on cologne and have some new shoes for you to be deceived. You're talking about marriage here. You're talking about your lives here. You're talking about your reputation. You're talking about your name. You don't want to be walking down the street and someone says, oh, I've been with them. Even if it's behind your back. The time you ought to raise your head, you have to bow it down low because of your reputation. It's not worth it. It may be sweet in the moment, but it's death in the end. Hold to God's unchanging hand. And when you finally do get married, give everything you've got to that marriage. It's not time for parents then. It's not time for your brother and sister then. It's time for you and your spouse to love, to build, and to grow. God bless.